trending news. The Oscars, John Cena, we all saw the video. Coming up on stage, butt naked, right? And this is something that we see like, time and time again from Hollywood. It's like the unthinkable stuff. It's like, I don't know if they go for like the shock factor, right? It's like, whoa, and then people get shocked. But at the end of the day, it was supposed to be a funny skit. Question is, was it funny? You watched the video, we all saw it. Do you think it's a funny video?
I don't think it's funny. I mean, I think this is a very prestigious awards ceremony. And people of all ages are watching. Young people who have dreams to be on that stage to win awards are watching. So what message exactly is he sending out there? If you think of the impact that that award has, and you think that, or whoever inspired that appearance, to think that this will make the awards ceremony interesting or funny, I think they missed the mark. So it's not funny at all.
I mean, we all used to comedy. We know comedy. We know what's funny and what's not. So I think this is more like a personal thing than generalizing. Did you find it personally funny? Was it like in good taste?
It wasn't funny, but you have to look at it from their angle. They accept those things.
But this is an international award. So yeah, I don't think it's funny at all to appear on stage, especially for someone as famous as John Cena. We're all watching him on wrestling. Growing up, and we all have lots of respect. I'm not saying the respect is gone down, but if you look up to somebody and or you admire somebody, and they're given the chance to show up on such a big stage, world stage, and they come out naked. My worry is, if you're doing this just to an adult audience, then it might even be considered maybe okay, even though it's not okay. But the Oscars is a stage where many young people, underage people, dream to be on, to receive awards someday. If we are coming out naked on stage, what message are we sending to these young people?
Yeah.
What kind of role models are we creating for these young people? Should they do the same when they grow up? Because we're all trying to build better societies for posterity. So.
Yeah, it was awkward. It was distasteful. I don't know. It felt forced. I don't know. It was like a forced comedy. I mean, what do you think would make?
It just looks like a joke.
No, I mean, it's not like like we're saying, it's not somebody who's just kind of like a nobody, right? He's John Cena. We know this guy. We've known him growing up. He's got young fans. He's got older fans. It's like across the spectrum. So it's like, do you think he was forced to do this, or he did this like on his own accord?
You sign the contract, you know what you're signing. Nobody forced him because your dignity comes first in everything. At least that was what I was taught. So even if I need the money and I sign that contract, I will not go and blame somebody forcing me to do stuff.
Right.
You understand? So he was not forced. He wanted to do it. He signed the contract. He did it. It's disgusting. But it is the disrespect for the audience.
The global audience.
The global audience.
I still find it difficult to understand what was the whole point of this.
Like, the crazy part, he was actually talking about costumes. So I think it was supposed to be like, a satire, but I think it just did not have the effect it was supposed to have.
Maybe he was trying to be jovial.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. It was supposed to be funny because he was making like, it was like a monologue about costumes, and I think they were going to present the best costume or something.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But then again, we're talking about the moral side of it because this is a show, like you said, right? A lot of people watch it, both young fans, adult fans, people around the globe. But it's kind of like, reminiscent of like almost everything we see in Hollywood movies, right? It's like, it's almost like we're just doing what we want to do and we have no responsibility, whether it's like it affects people the wrong way.
Right.
It's just we do what we have to do. So at the end of the day, the question becomes like, how much do you think he got paid to do this? And is it really worth it? It doesn't matter what the figure is.
For some time now, Hollywood has been under severe attack criticism and exposure. People are exposing them for various reasons. And some of these things tells you, like, you kind of like, okay, all these accusations and stuff might be true. You understand? I don't believe in someone coercing or forcing someone to do stuff they don't really want to do.
that happens from time to time. My point is, let's put a number. We're going to be exaggerating or like speculating. But how much do you think would be worth bearing your dignity out like that?
I think for someone...
For me?
Yeah.
If I have to be on stage like that,
like that.
I don't think I'll do it for even $1 million or even more.
You sure?
you see,
Yeah,
I
I won't.
paused for a second because I was thinking about my next generation with the money.
Nah, for me personally, I don't think I'll do it. I think
But the question is, but the question is, where? Is it in America or
No, we're
in
talking
Ghana?
like a big event it's going global, right? It's not just like, national or continental.
And if we talk about money, right? John Cena is not somebody.
Exactly, I'm about to say that.
Some of
No,
these
but then
guys
we
are
cannot.
like-
We
So
cannot.
if you're asking somebody like me who doesn't have his money,
Right.
I might be tempted.
No, but that's what I'm
That is
saying.
why I said I paused for a second.
Yo,
because
there are levels in what?
no, he said he
In
wouldn't do
money.
it.
No, I'm just saying that we don't know if he's in like,
Maybe he's
financial
bankrupt. Maybe he's
something.
bankrupt
We don't
and
really
stuff.
know that.
But I'm going with what he said. He will not do it in $1 million.
For $1 million, yeah.
For $1 million, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying I paused, and I'm thinking
your future generation.
my future generation, but at the same time, morally, I don't feel it is the right thing to do. You understand?
Yeah.
So back to him. He knows the reason behind. He knows the contract he signed. I'm not sure he was sleeping before he signed the contract. He knew it, and he knew definitely there will be a backlash.
Yeah.
Okay. So, example, you're watching this show with your kids. How would you explain this particular scene to your kids?
They decided to give him some money, and he just, in African terms, juju.
All right, your kid loves John Cena, right? He's his idol. Like,
Yeah.
he's been watching him since he was born. And he sees this like, Papa, why is John Cena naked at the Oscars?
I mean, for a little kid who can understand, I can maybe.
Oh, no, we're not talking about like a baby. We're talking about 7, 8, 10 years old. They can understand.
Maybe you can just. It's hard to explain,
It's
but you
very
can say
hard to
something
explain.
like maybe he's trying to send a message that if you don't cover yourself properly, this is how you're going to look like. So he's trying to send a message, something like that. But there's really no real explanation.
yeah.
I mean, even a kid at that age who is smart is going to know you're lying about what you're saying.
Yeah.
So there's really no justification.
Yeah, because you said kid. At the age of 5, sometimes when you are standing and somebody is coming, you just do like it.
exactly.
Naturally,
You start to get
it's a
conscious
natural
of-
instinct thing. You just so it would be extremely difficult to explain to your daughter or your son. But I don't. This is the Western thing, you know. I don't think in Ghana a concert like that somebody will even have the idea.
You
Yeah,
even
but
get it,
that
yeah.
was shaping up my next question. Do you think that should be acceptable in the first place?
It is not.
Is it supposed to be
it is not
something
because,
that is normalized?
Because I've seen programs, we've watched other programs, people bashing him, and they are from the States
Right.
and other countries.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. These fingers are never the same. You can decide to feel you need to do things this way, but where your freedom ends, that is where somebody's freedom starts.
That's right.
So you have to
Accommodate
and respect the audience.
Right.
But
You
this
understand?
is like it's also shaping up another question, right? That goes to you. Do you think like people gotta take it like it's business as usual, right? He's doing it for the bucks, right? You don't know. He's probably in dire straits. We don't know. He's purely doing it for the monetary gains, or he should have thought about the impact and what his fans around the world are gonna see this to be.
I think it's just also an issue of where the world has got into now, where we've developed a thick skin to anything. Nothing really
Trending.
is strange or new anymore.
And it's trend.
Yeah.
People are looking for new trends.
It's going to trend for 100 years or more to come.
Yeah.
That there was once a famous presenter a star who went on stage naked. And maybe it's not even a matter of him being bankrupt. It's not even about money.
Yeah.
But he just thought that I want to leave a mark on this earth.
Shake up the internet a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
by
trends.
doing
Spiral,
this.
trend for like a few weeks. So I mean, it's not like he's gonna care what we think, anyways. But do you think he should be ashamed of doing? I mean, ashamed for doing this?
Yeah, but he should be from the moral point. But like we said, if he signed a contract to do this based on something, then he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care less. You understand what I mean? He wouldn't. But who am I to sit here and advise him?
All right, from the
shameless,
audience's point of view, so we could see all the, I don't know, we only saw like a pan through the front row.
Yeah.
Everybody seemed to be enjoying it. Everybody was like,
that's a
laughing,
society.
just saying, thinking that it's super funny, right? When we sitting back thought, that's a bit like
So
awkward.
so if those in front, at least those we saw, think it's funny.
Giggling, yeah. They
I
were
see
giggling.
nothing wrong with it.
You were laughing.
That also
Same
brings
kinda
us
like-
back to the issue of cultural difference.
Yeah.
Because in most societies around the world,
No,
like where
nobody
we come
does.
from,
No.
nobody
No,
would
we're
do
not
this.
talking about culture because we're not
You know?
talking about how Africans are taking it, how Ethiopians
Right.
or whatever are taking it. We're talking about it's a global issue. We saw a few videos on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same, I mean, his peers in the business, right?
Yeah, they
in
were-
Hollywood,
they were going after him,
on
yeah.
YouTube. Yeah, his own American folks
Yeah.
are kind of going after him, saying
Right.
it's not okay. Because we need to understand these are not things that you kind of like, sweep under the carpet like, it's fine, because we got kids watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, no, let's talk about The Rock. We all know The Rock, right?
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah.
Like, people follow this. They have like a really massive following, including kids, teenagers, and stuff like that. It could be your kid, it could be my kid, right?
Yeah.
So as somebody who's in that position in society, do you have like, is there like a decorum? Is there like a space,
A
kind of
limit to,
confine?
yeah.
Yeah, you're supposed to kind of like,
Right. Like
conduct
acceptable,
yourself,
yeah.
or it's just like anything goes, as long as it's business. You sign a contract, like you said, you make your buck, you leave.
If you look
or
at-
do you have to
yeah.
consider all these, like, my fans may be watching, I got kids that love me, I got teenagers watching me, right? I'm not gonna do this.
That's why I was saying that it also boils down to cultural setting because it's happening in America.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that in America, a lot of things are not strange. They are not. They're not seen as strange as other people see it.
But
So
it's not about being strange. Sorry to
yeah.
cut you off, but this we talk about a show that's one of the most glamorous, elegant
That's
shows.
that's the problem,
Right? People
It's a
come in the
global
tuxedos,
thing.
right?
Right.
They come in their gowns, and the ladies come like super
People
dressed
spend
up. all made up.
$10,000 on
That's what I'm
suits and
saying.
stuff.
This is not some comedy show or some like I
Right.
don't know, some wayside freak show. We're talking about the Oscars. This is like the creme de la creme.
right.
You know what I mean, right? So
So if you're also a superstar and a friend to John Cena, he comes around, he plays with your kids, you have fun together, barbecues and stuff. As a friend, how are you going to see John Cena coming to your house now, playing with your kids and all that?
But
It's just
you talked about culture.
yeah.
That is in America. Like now, let's say in Ghana, for instance, we are kind of accepting certain things. But back in the day, when you wear certain stuff as a lady or as a man,
even with guys, shorts
you
were
are
too
short
short.
for knee,
Yeah.
knee and all that.
Pimpy knees.
Pimpy knees, and all.
We all had those. We all had them. And mine was super tight. I think it was pink, actually, mine.
Yours was pink, yeah.
Ridiculous. Yep.
Yeah, but culturally, we don't accept certain things. You understand? But in America, most of these things are welcome.
Yeah, people see it's cool, yeah.
They try to make fun of everything, and yeah, it is distasteful to certain people, but that is where they feel the country is, has
Right.
gotten to, and they
Yeah.
accept it. You understand?
All right, my next question is going to get generated from the idea that there have been multiple actors, multiple famous, like, people from all disciplines who made it without kind of like going through this kind of like, trash attitudes or selling themselves like openly like that. Because, come on, Denzel, we know he's a Will Smith. There's
I'm
a lot of
telling
like
you-
actors, right? What's this guy's name? The Air Force One. What's his name again?
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
If you
There's
get to
people-
sit all those
great
people down,
yeah.
let me tell you, the answer you will get will be about morals and principle.
Yeah.
Because if you read around and you listen stories about Hollywood stars and stuff,
Yeah.
they will tell you some of the offers they've had.
Exactly, yeah.
Things they were forced or they are being forced to do to get a certain role and certain stuff.
Yeah.
And they rejected it because of their moral
Right.
rights. So to your question, it all boils down to your moral rights, what you think you can do and not do. That's it.
I got it. But the thing is, another thing I want to talk about is, if you think about, like you said, morals.
Yeah.
In this case, that's what I'm about to kind of like stress. Do you think a guy like Jones, does he really bear that responsibility as a role model to kids and teenagers and other people? Or it's society's problem, like, hey, I didn't ask you to follow me, I didn't ask your kid to follow me and, like on Instagram and see everything I do. Or as famous people, do they bear a certain responsibility, right, to their followers, to people who love them, and to society in general?
I think once you become a public figure or a celebrity, take it or leave it, you have to conduct yourself in a certain way. Because you suddenly become part of the elite group that should lead the way, whether you like it or not. So you mustn't, but in a way you're kind of forced to conduct yourself in a certain way that is decent in society, because people are going to take you as a role model. People are going to learn from you, want to be like you. So if you're doing things like this, those who kind of follow you but don't like this level of indecency are going to stop following you. And those who don't care are going to learn from you. So at the end of the day, you being a famous person in society, you are leading people the wrong way.
You have an influence.
You have a negative influence on people. So I think that once you become a super, when we talk about leaders, we're not only talking about presidents or whatever. We have opinion leaders, superstars, whatever. You are part of that elite group. So you should take responsibility in building the next generation. And this is not the way.
Yeah, I don't want us to take too long on this topic. My last question goes to you. Now, in terms of, okay, we got personal responsibility, him taking full responsibility for whatever he did. But do you think the network should have edited this part out?
I think they couldn't have, because he's an important
I don't know.
No.
My question to you guys is: Do you think it was planned?
Okay, there's that aspect
or it was just him trying to surprise everyone?
I don't think backstage, if they didn't know or they disapproved of this, if they disapproved of it, they wouldn't allow them on stage.
Because I'm pretty sure they have like an itinerary, right? Of everything and everybody.
So what was the question?
People backstage pushing these
So if we all agree that they knew before, so there will be a certain form of rehearsal.
Yeah, exactly. They knew what was going to happen.
Your question is,
why did the network not edit that out?
They wouldn't, because they knew already.
It's for that shock factor to get to get it
because
trending.
They want trend.
Exactly.
And one thing I wanted to say also is, in this current
that's a good point. You know why? Because we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
If he did not do that,
exactly. And this current, like this modern age, we all live on the net. And the controversial stuff is what we all talk about.
Yeah, I get it.
So if they rehearsed it, it was planned or whatever, they wanted this reaction.
Yeah, that's a good point to me. But regardless, I mean, for a guy of his standing, like in societal standing, it's I don't know, it's a bit of
in Ghana, we will say somebody who is taking cash, we will say bonobo standing. You respect standing. He doesn't, because he's making his bags.
Right. I think that he, being a wrestler, it would have been nice if he came out in one of those trunks. Then people feel it's normal, because we've seen him like that throughout his career. But then there would not be
that shock factor for us to be discussing.
Exactly. That would have been a perfect costume, because wrestlers only wear those briefs and it's enough. It's just like dressing appropriately. When you go to the beach, you don't wear a coat and tie. You can wear a bikini and everybody thinks it's okay.
If you go to Ghana beach, you see somebody wearing a
Well, that's not appropriate. If you go into the office, you don't go and wear sweatpants. I mean, every place and its accepted decorum. So to go to a place, like we're saying, people invest thousands of dollars in tuxedos and all that, and you go like this. Yeah, initially people might find it funny. But you're not dressed appropriately for. No one is saying you should spend money and be forced to buy what you don't have and all that. But I mean, this is way overboard.
No, but you put it perfectly. He's a wrestler. He has been dressing in this kind of manner. The John Cena I know is somebody, just a man in pants.
Yeah. It would have been really cool and appropriate.
In Ghanaian terms, supporter.
The brief, yeah.
You understand? Okay. Just the briefs. So if he has come in like that, I wouldn't have a
Yeah, it would have been even more fun.
I would even say, okay, John Cena being John Cena.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I think a lot of folks will say the same, because
holding something like that.
Yeah.
That looks so.
He does a lot of ridiculous stuff online.
Yeah, these days,
so
according to...
It's just kind of weird being at the Oscars like that. Anyways, opinions are like what? Noses, we got ours. We told you guys what we think about the entire John Cena scenario. Let us know your comments, what you think about it down below. DLS out.